A very good morning and welcome. This is your Breakfast Primetime News here on MTV Sports. I'm Ramesh Irugal Bandara. Let's start off with a look at your headlines this morning. Chief suspect connected to the double murder in Kamarupiti killed in a police shootout. Census on loss of life and property damage caused during the war to commence today. And in news overseas, Cyclone Helen expected to make landfall in India today. On to those stories in detail. Now, the chief suspect wanted in connection with the double murder of a police officer and his wife has been killed in a shootout with the police early this morning. Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohan stated that the suspect had opened fire at the police when they had arrived to look for a hidden weapon. SSP Rohan stated that the suspect had died in a firefight that followed thereafter.
A special police team arrested one of the main suspects of the double murder incident that occurred in Kamarupiti area. A police constable and his spouse was brutally assassinated by a gang a couple of days back. Last night, a special police team of Kamarupiti police arrested one of the main suspects in this connection, and police recorded his statement. According to the statement, police went to a place to recover a weapon that has been used for the killing. When police arrived at the scene, the suspect suddenly had taken a short weapon and he was trying to fire at the police. At that time, police used force and police fired at him. The suspect had been injured and he had been admitted to Kamarupiti hospital. On admission, it was revealed that the suspect had died. Further investigations are being continued by Kamarupiti police, and police is tracing other suspects who are involved in the double murder case.
A special census on the loss of life and damage to property during the war is due to commence today. Director General of the Department of Census and Statistics, DCA Gunawardhan, noted that the census is being set up in accordance with a recommendation of the LLRC. Gunawardhan noted that the census is being carried out in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Administration and Home Affairs. He noted that officers attached to that department at provincial level will be brought to Colombo today for a special training program which will enable them to carry out the census. The census is due to begin thereafter. Well, the Department of Measurement Units and Standards and Services has decided to prepare a set of standards for three-wheeler meters. Director of the department, K. Premasri, stated that they also intend to import special equipment to examine these meters.
Premasri stated that although at present most three-wheelers have meters, they are not of the same standard. He added that those companies that sell these meters should obtain a certification prior to selling such equipment. Nevertheless, the Director of the Department Measurement Unit Standards and Services stated that they intend introducing a set of standards for three-wheeler meters shortly.
On to other local news now. The Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau states that they have uncovered information about a racket where Sri Lankans are taken to Malaysia on the promise of being provided employment and then abandoned. Deputy General Manager of the Bureau, Mangala Randaniya, notes that the Sri Lankans who are sent to Malaysia have been given tourist visas and had been forced to seek assistance from Malaysian officials. The Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau urges the public not to travel overseas for employment on tourist visas. We have already had a number of such individuals who travel to Malaysia for employment on tourist visas. However, our embassy officials cannot provide any assistance as it is an illegal act. Our officials will be forced to hand them over to the Malaysian authorities or their immigration control officers, else they cannot be repatriated. Let's now take a look at the weather forecast for today.
Thunder showers will develop at several places in western, southern, central, Sabaragamuwa, eastern and Uva provinces during the afternoon or evening. A few showers are also expected in the southwestern coastal areas during the morning. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers. The public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damage caused by lightning activities. There will be showers to thunder showers at several places in the sea areas of the northern and eastern coast. Winds will be northeasterly or variable direction and its speed will be 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. Sea areas around the island will be not rough, but it may be rough with temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers. I am KD Sujiv, duty forecaster.
On to sports news this morning. Sri Lanka clinched victory of the two-match T20 series against New Zealand yesterday when they won the second T20 international at the Pallekele International Stadium in Kandy. Putting to bat, the visitors got off to a bad start, losing Hamish Rutherford for just 3 runs. Sri Lankan T20 skipper Dinesh Chandimal, who used a total of 7 bowlers to complete the 20 overs, did not allow any Kiwi batsmen to settle. New Zealand were eventually restricted to a score of 142 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. Luke Ronchi top scored with an unbeaten 34 runs, while Anton Devici chipped in with 30. Sri Lanka, who began their chase of 143, also lost an early wicket, that of Mahela Jayawardene, for just 3 runs as he was trapped in front by Mitchell McCallaghan. Kusal Janit Pereira and TM then paired up to put on a second wicket stand of 96 runs. Kusal hammered 57 runs in 37 balls, inclusive of 6 fours and 2 sixes. TM meanwhile continued his good form with the willow, hammering an unbeaten 59 runs to lead Sri Lanka to a comfortable 8-wicket win. Kusal Pereira was named the man of the match.
And that little sweep again, that brushed off. It was rained off, and the only batsman who didn't really capitalize was Mahela Jayawardene, the man out.
In more cricket news, the first Ashes test between Australia and England is currently underway at the Brisbane Cricket Ground. The Australian first innings was restricted to 295 runs on day 2 of the test today. Brad Haddon top scored for the hosts with 94 runs, while Stuart Broad was the pick of the bowlers for the Englishman, claiming 6 Aussie scalps. England batting in their first innings were 28 for no loss in 10 overs. Well, that's a wrap up Breakfast Primetime News for today. For the News First team, I'm Ramesh Shirugal Bandara. Have a pleasant day ahead.